Looking back, I didn't realise how massive the 60s were. I mean, apart from sport in those days, music, fashion, you know, you had the whole thing, the hippie movement, and I didn't realise how powerful it was. I do now, because I had stepped over the line from being an athlete and become I don't know, what do you want to call it, a personality or, you know, a pop thing. And that, in '66, I mean, when we finished the game, I remember a fan chasing me with a knife, and I thought he wanted to kill me. And he was a Benfica fan, he wanted to lock in my hair. And it became like a real crazy situation. I was getting 10,000 letters a week from, you know, from people like driving me nuts. They wanted this, they wanted all women, and it freaked me out. And my friends in those days were, you know, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, you know, which was frightening, and a lot of them still friends of mine. But I'd gone over because they'd never seen long hair, you know, they'd never seen people dressed like I used to dress, and also it was weird because my friends who I mixed with during the day were paying at the weekend to come and watch me do something they dreamed about. So it was a real frightening experience, and I was getting hounded. You know, whatever I said, they were asking me questions about politics and this and that. I mean, I didn't know. Well, I know. I was 17.
Just tell me. I mean, like that. I mean, the pictures and everything of what happened when you came back from Lisbon after that, when it became famous. Can you tell me what they were and what you were dubbed in Portugal, and it sort of stuck, didn't it, once you got back?
Well, what I did in those days, I started believing what they were writing about me. So I actually, I did it on purpose. So when we played in Portugal and I came back, I bought this big sombrero and a leather coat because I knew they were going to take my photograph. So I did it on purpose because I knew it was going to, you know, it was going to be in the papers. I wish I hadn't have done, but I did. I thought at the time I was taking advantage of them, but it backfires. I mean, it becomes, you end up living in a goldfish bowl. But that's what I did on purpose, you know, when I came back. I mean, there was one national newspaper, and I was on the back page and the front page. I mean, there's not many people do that, but it's a big mistake.
I mean, obviously the media industry is great, and I want to ask you about this, but can I just ask you about the sort of business side of things? Because I mean, you were probably the first player. I mean, I know there's the odd one like Dennis Compton had done Brill Cream and the odd sort of thing like that had happened before, but you were pretty much the first player that everybody wanted on their products.
Yes.
And I mean, you're endorsing all sorts of things. I mean, can you tell me what sorts of things you were doing, how they were being set up for you, and what sort of control you had over all these things that started to go on?
Well, I think it's like anything. When you're flavour of the month, they come to you. And Dennis Compton is a pal of mine, and then the same thing. You know, he did the Brill Cream thing. I mean, when I started, I mean, I was doing everything. I did sausages, I did oranges, I did aftershave, I did whatever you can think about. I did, because they came and asked me to do it. And when it comes, you say yes. You know, do it. You know, you're a kid. You know, what do you know? Someone calls you up and says, "We'll give you 20 grand to stand up and say you eat sausages." What are you going to say? You know, and I did it. You know, but and it was hard. It really was afterwards, because when I ended up getting in fights with people in the street who didn't eat sausages. And being an Irishman, I don't mind fighting. I'll fight.